We are getting into some Detroit Lions news for you folks today, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Romeo Okwara. Update, he actually had a second surgery, and he's been doing rehab for some time. The Lions signed a pair of tight ends. We're going to talk about those tight ends and update on Emmanuel Moseley, Penei Sewell, and Sam LaPorta. Let's get this thing going. Before we get into the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Trying to get to 36,100 subscribers. With your help, it can definitely happen. So, hey, do it. Help a fellow out. Penei Sewell is back at practice. That's a good thing for the Detroit Lions. He was in concussion protocol a couple of days ago, and he is back on the practice field where we need our elite right tackle to be. Don't really know if it's actually a legit concussion or not. You know, it's one of those deals where when you go on protocol, it doesn't necessarily mean you have it, but they are precautious. So he is back on the practice field for the Detroit Lions. I know a lot of people are concerned about that. When he went on there, I was getting a lot of messages. So it looks like he's perfectly fine, if you ask me. And Sam LaPorta, after not practicing for a bit, back on the practice field for the Detroit Lions and getting it done, because he's going to be a big part to the Lions offense. And we're seeing it in training camp, so we don't need this rookie player to be injured. Question for the day. Are you concerned about injuries for the Detroit Lions right now? Y for yes or N for no? I'm going to know your thoughts in the comments below. Talking about injuries, let's get into Romeo Okwara, who revealed he had a second surgery, and he's been dealing with rehab for the past 5 months. He says, oh my God, you clap things, and then you have a setback, and they're like, oh, you basically have to start all over. Revealing that you have to do something outside that brings you joy, that helps you make better athlete, I think Okwara explained, because when you injure or whatever happens, you're not in a dark spiral. It helps to cope way better, football as it does. I think it's unhealthy as blank. I feel 100% healthy. I feel like I'm going to dominate this season, and we need him to dominate this season. We need him to be on the practice field. But his injuries are starting to be a concern. Well, it was a concern. Let's be honest. He came back after missing a lot of time last year, and then in the offseason gets rehab with another surgery. And when you look at his age and you look at the contract that he has, you have to wonder, can this guy legitimately stay on the practice field, or is he going to continue to have these type of problems going for the Lions? And we don't need to have these type of problems. We need to have the best 53. I still think he's going to be on the football team. Him, Charles Harris, manning out the outside. Same with Joshua Pascal, flipping through it. But we need all the assets we can have. We need to have waves of edge rushers healthy to continue to go after the quarterback position. Really important for the Lions. They got to stay healthy. Romeo Okwara needs to stay healthy, because if he gets injured, we are in a world of problems. And we don't want to see injuries. We want to see these guys out there. And so it's always a crossing your fingers, knocking on wood situation. But hopefully the second surgery is the best surgery. News here, Emmanuel Moseley has been placed on the PUP list. Talk about a setback for the free agent that the Lions signed this offseason. We expected him to be the outside corner opposite of Cam Sutton. We expected him to be a big part of the Detroit Lions secondary in 2023. OTAs and minicamp, he was showing big progress staying healthy. Looking like he was good to go for training camp. Training camp comes. Dan Campbell says there's a setback. Not going to be practicing. And guess what? He's been placed on the PUP list right now. What does it mean? We don't really know what it means when he returns for a timetable. We don't have a timetable of him returning. So it's be one of those deals where we just hope he returns before week 1, or maybe in a couple weeks. We need him on the field with Patrick Mahomes on the opposite side. We need to have our cornerback that we signed in free agents, one of our prize free agents, play for the Lions in 2023. So this is a setback. Now, it's not like it's the end of the world. If he can be back by week 1, that's great news. We need him to be doing what he does, why we went and signed him. But I got a question for you folks. Are you concerned with Emmanuel Moseley's injury? Why for yes and for no? Let me know in the comments section. I'm starting to get a little bit worried. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned because it's not been a good ride since he got injured in the 49ers all the way till now. We haven't seen anything, and we definitely need to see something at some point. Let's go ahead and get into the Lions releasing Derrick Deese. Shane Zylstra, as you know, had a significant injury. Could be the end of his season. If not, it's going to be primarily the whole season. Lions signed a couple players here, a couple tight ends. We're going to get into it. One being Daniel Helm. Daniel Helm is a veteran there, tight end. He played for multiple teams. He was with the Los Angeles Chargers, San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, San Francisco again, the Raiders, the Falcons, and we're getting into the USFL with the Memphis Showboats. His stats is as follows. 0. Never really done anything. He hasn't really done anything. Okay, he was undrafted in 2019. He's 6'4", 255. And I really don't see this guy making the roster at all. I think it's Derrick Deese wasn't doing anything. We're going to throw a wrench to see if we can get this Daniel Helm in there, and that's about it. So when it comes to this signing, it is a camp body, in my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but with the amount of teams he's been on since 2019, and no stats to show for it, kind of shows me that. The Lions signed another tight end. This one's a little bit more wreckable. He's done a little bit more for his career. In Darrell Daniels. Now, his NFL career is interesting. So he signed with the Colts as an undrafted free agent May 4, 2017. He recorded in that game just a 6-yarder. He played for the Seattle Seahawks in 2018. He was traded there for wide receiver Marcus Johnson. Then he had a stint with the Arizona Cardinals. He was claimed off waivers. Houston Texans after that. Indianapolis Colts, and our beloved Detroit Lions. Now, 6'3", 256. His career summary, folks, is a massive yards. 13 receptions for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. The 28-year-old is a veteran camp body. Again, that's what he is. Camp body for the Detroit Lions. Now, he has a better shot than Helm. That's okay. But he is a camp body, and we'll see what he can do. Look, Shane Zylstra, to me, wasn't going to make the team anyways. Practice squatter. So maybe Darrell Daniels is probably looking just to make the practice squad if he can do anything. I think that would be probably the best case scenario for him, is just try to catch on with that, because great chance this man does not make the 53. You'll have an opportunity to see him in preseason, I'm sure. Who knows what preseason game. So it is what it is. They're trying to fill some of the gaps and get it done for some Detroit Lions news. And camp continues. A lot of good stuff happening in camp. No significant injuries. People are coming back, like we said. so that's good. Offense doing its thing. Haven't heard a whole lot on Mims since the second practice he was in. Waiting a little bit on that. Maybe we'll get an update. Still like to know what he's doing there. Still the right guard positions in flux. No one has settled it down. Graham Glasgow, Halapaliti Vaitai. Too bad regarding concern, but you want to see the guy get in there and get some stuff done. So that's what we got for today, folks. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Why do you want to do that? Because we talk Detroit Lions news and rumors every single day. That's what this channel is all about, giving you updates of what's taking place, signings, breaking news, practices, game day, free agency, draft, in and off-season live streams on Thursday at 1 p.m. and live watch parties when the game's taking place. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on all of the lovely content.